Hey, what's up, studs? Ryan here, or MandRproductions, and if you haven't been living under a rock, you are well aware that the UCS Imperial Shuttle remake is probably not coming this year. That was the rumor that was reported about a month ago, and now here we are a month later with a different rumor, that being that we're going to be getting a massive Mos Eisley or Tatooine or Mos Eisley, like something from their playset. And in this video, I wanted to talk about what to expect from a set like that, including the price, the release date, the part count, how many minifigures we may see, what vehicles and buildings and animals we may see. So there are definitely a lot of things to cover in a video like this, and I thought it would be fun just to talk about what to expect. So we're going to start out with what may be the only confirmed thing about this set. And I say confirmed loosely because obviously the LEGO group hasn't come out and said the set is going to cost $350, but the set is supposedly going to cost $350. And if we look at other sets that are similar, we can just guess that it will have about 3,000 pieces. I don't think that's anything special to know or put out there, but that's what we can expect as far as a price and piece count. Now, as far as the minifigure count goes, I'm expecting at least 15 minifigures. If we look at other similar sets like the UCS Death Star, the Master Builder Series Cloud City, the UCS Hoth set, like a lot of those sets have 15 plus minifigures. I think that this one's obviously going to fall in that same category. It's just going to have a lot of minifigures, and so that's what we can expect there. I'll get into exactly what figures to expect here in a moment. I personally think that it's likely a Hoth-like playset with connectable sections. So much like with the UCS Hoth set, it was basically centered around the big door. They had all these little things that you kind of attach to it. I could see them making, I don't know, maybe the Mos Eisley Cantina the center, and then having other buildings and things that you can attach onto that cantina if you want to build onto it, or you can also have them exist separately. That works as well, but that's kind of what I would expect as far as the way the playset will work. I wouldn't think that it would be all interconnected and built together like a Cloud City or like a Death Star. Obviously, that's possible, but in my opinion, just unlikely. Now, the box art, I bet you didn't expect to hear box art being talked about on here, but box art is a thing you definitely got to talk about in today's day and age. LEGO has done something new here in 2020, and they've done a lot of all blacked out box art. So really no art, it's just a black void with the set picture on it, and it looks beautiful, absolutely stunning for a lot of great display pieces. This set is a play set. It is not a display piece, although I'll be displaying it. It doesn't matter. So I can't imagine it would be put in a black void. Like, if you think about a set like UCS Hoth, how could that possibly go on a black void? It just doesn't work, right? So I think that this will be the first 18 plus set, although they probably then again won't put this set as an 18 plus set. I can't imagine. It would have to be like a 14 plus set or whatever Hoth was, probably the same as that. But then again, I look at a set like the Haunted House from the LEGO Creator Expert line, and that's a playset, and they put that on the black void. Obviously, I think that has a way different setup than what the Mos Eisley set may have, but hey, they put a playset on a black void already. It's not impossible they could do it again here. I just think it would look so weird. Now let's talk about what minifigures we could see in this set, because like I said, I think at least 15, probably considerably more. I don't see why it would only be 15. I believe there are 5 Cantina band members, and I believe we will see all 5 Cantina band members in this set. I don't see why LEGO in a set like this would skimp out there. I mean, it's always possible we could get less, but they put 3 in the 2014 Mos Eisley Cantina set, so why wouldn't they put 5 in a set that costs 5 times as much? Wooher, who is the bartender, is a no-brainer to me. He's in the 2018 Mos Eisley Cantina. I'm sure they will update him a little bit, but he will fit right into this set. I can only imagine we'll get a couple of Stormtroopers, or Sandtroopers rather, maybe more. Usually 2 seems to be the number that LEGO goes with for a set like this, so we could see a couple of Stormtrooper, Sandtrooper characters that are going to reside outside of the buildings. Now, the named characters get a bit tricky because as of now, there are actually a couple of sets released that I expect to kind of tie into this, and that's the Luke's Landspeeder and Obi-Wan's Hut. So we're just going to kind of pretend those don't exist, because even with the Cloud City set, LEGO has done sets like this before and had 2 of the same figure in the set, just with different outfits. So it's entirely possible LEGO throws new designs for these characters in here. I'm not sure. It's kind of a confusing situation with the Landspeeder and the Obi-Wan's hut being out right now, especially because so many of the main characters are in those sets. But here's some main characters I would expect to be in these sets that are kind of crossover here with Luke, Ben Kenobi, R2-D2, and C-3PO. Like, I can only imagine those would have to be in something like this. Also, Han Solo and Greedo are practically a lock for this set, and Greedo hopefully going to be decked out with some arm printing and everything. Han Solo with dual molded legs, much like in Cloud City, would be preferable, but who knows, maybe we could get some dumbed down figures. It's possible we could see Chewbacca in here as well, and I also think Owen and Beru Lars may make an appearance. Ponda Baba, who's the guy who gets his arm cut off by Obi-Wan, and Dr. Evazan, who is like just the really ugly guy. I think those two are also pretty much locks as people like in the Cantina that they should be making in a set like this. Like, if you're ever going to do it, this is it. So I think that we'll see those two figures. Hopefully it's easy to cut Ponda Baba's arm off because that's just a classic scene. We'll see what happens with that. But those are pretty much all the characters that I'm expecting to see. It's also possible we could see other Cantina guests or other people or characters and aliens that you see walking throughout Mos Eisley. As far as vehicles and animals go, I think a dewback is pretty much a lock. I would be surprised if they didn't bring back the mold for the dewback. I think that that's something I would like to see back from 2014. It was a really nice dewback. They had the brick built one for the microfighters, but this isn't the microfighter set, so I'd like to see the mold back for that. A Ronto in like a brick built form, maybe. Really far-fetched, probably. I think I might have been overreaching when I wrote that one down. And then a Bantha. Now the Bantha, notably, we see a molded Bantha in the trailer or in some artwork for the LEGO Star Wars The Skywalker video game, and honestly, like, that looks like it probably has just like been made for this set and for that at the same time, and they're like, okay, that's gonna work. So I don't see why a Bantha wouldn't work in a set like this, kind of as something on the outskirts, kind of much like a Tauntaun in Hoth, right? So I could see a Bantha being put in the set as an exclusive thing. We've yet to get a Bantha, like an actual like molded Bantha in Lego, and it would be sweet to get one here today. As far as some vehicles go, I think that Luke's Landspeeder, and look, Luke's Landspeeder, like I said, already a $30 set, but in 2016, when they released UCS Hoth, it was actually, I believe, originally intended to be released in late 2014, and that would have meant that UCS Hoth would have had a snowspeeder, and there would have been a snowspeeder on shelves at the same time as a smaller $30 set, and I don't see why it's impossible for that to happen here in this case. I don't want to say it's unlikely, because I think LEGO is a bit trigger happy to put Luke's Landspeeders and things, and this is going to be one of those things that you're probably going to see a new Luke's Landspeeder in some capacity. I don't know. I would like to think not. I would like to think they'll put in some other vehicle or droid kind of in the background. There's like the Ubiquian pod that was in the 2018 Mos Eisley set. We could see that return, or I'm sure there's plenty of other obscure stuff from the background to throw in there. I think a MIDI scale style Millennium Falcon is pretty likely, assuming they do a docking bay, which we're going to get to, but I think a MIDI scale Falcon probably fits right in the set, and I'm really excited to kind of see what they could improve upon from the 2009 MIDI scale Falcon, because it's been 11 years and things have changed, so very much looking forward to that. Kind of like the Slave 1 MIDI scale in the Cloud City set. That's kind of the way I look at that one. And then, of course, who knows? Obscure vehicles, speeders, and animals could all make their way into the set. Like, you pick a thing and hey, it's possible, right? So yeah, we can have that conversation all night. As far as buildings in the set go, I thought Tashi Station, kind of a throwaway line in the movie, but it could make its way into the set in some form. It could be like a small little side building or something. I don't know, but it would be kind of neat to see. I know it was in like a deleted scene, so is like visual of it, and I wouldn't be against it. It would be really neat for people that know what it is. Mos Eisley Cantina, like, are we even going to talk about it? I think it'll be a better looking Mos Eisley Cantina than even the 2014 version, more filled out, more space and everything, so very much looking forward to what that could potentially look like. A docking bay, and specifically docking bay 94, where the Falcon was, I think is one that you're going to see in this set. Maybe not the full docking bay, but some like half-built docking bay where you obviously have easy access to one side of it. I think that that's probably going to be in the set. And then because I have Owen and Beru Lars in here, I think that the Lars homestead will be in this set in some capacity, and I would also like to think that that may be what connects to the Obi-Wan hut, even though it doesn't really make sense. That would, I don't know, the Obi-Wan hut having those clips just leaves me a lot of questions as to what that could possibly attach to in a set like this, but I think there's one vehicle or building that I want to see the most out of anything in this set, and I'm prepared to be let down, but the Dowager Queen. You're probably wondering what the Dowager Queen is. It is the large, like, gray vehicle that's kind of half, it looks like the Titanic sinking, half sticking out of the ground, and I specifically remember this from the early Star Wars Battlefront games playing on the PS2. Like, just, I don't know why, but that from MOS Eisley is just stuck in my head. Wonderful kind of piece of scenery, and it's something I really hope the designers have thought about and hopefully ultimately brought into the set here in some way, shape, or form. Please, Dowager Queen, God, it would be so cool to see. Now, I have one more far-fetched idea here for something we could potentially see. The timing kind of works. Who knows? Mandalorian tie-ins. Mandalorian has some scenes on Tatooine, and we could definitely see figures from the Mandalorian and ways to change the scenery around to match the Mandalorian. And much like with the 2017 UCS Falcon, where it was kind of like you could have the original trilogy Falcon, or you could have the sequel trilogy Falcon. Well, you can have original trilogy MOS Eisley, or you can have some Mandalorian MOS Eisley. I doubt there will be anything from the Mandalorian. I wrote far-fetched, but please, in all caps. It's probably not going to happen. Another thing that I would like to see if it did happen, though, would be a MIDI-scale Razor Crest that would fit right into one of those docking bays as well, much like the Falcon. Highly, highly unlikely. I really doubt that it would happen, but it's on my list of things that would be pretty freaking neat. Now, let's talk release date. And to talk release date, we're going to have to kind of look back through the history of these September or second half year LEGO Star Wars UCS direct-to-consumer sets. So in 2017, we had the UCS Falcon, and it did not leak. In 2018, we had the Master Builders series Cloud City, and it did not leak early. And last year, in 2019, we had the UCS Imperial Star Destroyer, which only leaked one day before its reveal, which was on September 4th, with a reveal happening on September 5th. The reveals in 2017 and 2018 were on August 31st and August 21st, respectively. And in order of release, these sets were for sale on September 14th, September 13th, and September 18th. So my guess is that this set actually doesn't get leaked. The UCS A-Wing didn't really leak this year, and LEGO's been pretty good with it. The Star Destroyer, yeah, that was a special thing last year. Something happened. I did a whole video on it. It was pretty wild to me, but I'm predicting it will not leak this year. I think that the reveal will happen on September 2nd, and I think that it will be available on or before September 16th, which is a Wednesday. They seem to release these things midweek. Maybe it'll come out the 17th on a Thursday, but like that week is always like it's the middle week of the month in September that LEGO releases them for early for VIPs, although anyone can be a VIP, so it's early for anyone basically. Within 2 months of the posting of this video, we should all be able to buy the set. That's something I think is pretty cool that we know this is coming, and it's coming sooner rather than later. So let me know your thoughts in the comments section below. If you have anything that you think is going to be in there that I didn't mention in this video, please comment down below. I'm curious if I missed anything big, but I think I've got all the basics for MOS Eisley here, but I'm sure there's still some stuff that probably is going to be in there that we aren't even thinking about. And if you're new to the channel, make sure you hit that subscribe button because, of course, I should be getting this set right when it comes out. I'm very excited for that. Thank you all for watching. I'll see you in the next one. Peace out.